Hey, how you been? Good? Yeah? Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a long time. I always say that, but it has been a really long time. I think maybe about 6 months since the last video dropped. Um, and yeah, it turns out that I can't keep up my flow of work, which financially is far more important, unfortunately, than making these little videos for you guys. So yeah, I've just been really busy. Kids have been off for summer, obviously. Loads of little adventures and trips and days out, and then also getting out on the cargo bike loads and fixing loads of bikes. I've had loads of really cool things to look at this summer. If you go on my Instagram page, you'll see some of the posts I've got up for builds and services and bits and pieces. Continue to do a lot of suspension stuff over the summer. Been doing quite a few dropper rebuilds just recently. And I've amassed loads of new tools because, I mean, why not? So we'll look at those over the winter at some point. Tools you need to own, that's gone really stagnant. I need to get back to that. So today, what am I going to do to bring back my audience? Well, it turns out that my unboxing of the Brother Stromer I did like a year ago has got my most views, so I thought, well, let's get another one. And this one arrived yesterday. Lovely, careful courier handling. So yeah, we're not in Australia. This one's just been opened the wrong way around. So let's have a look. Let's see what's in here. And gave you a bit of a backstory of Brother before. Their UK company, really nice, like well thought out bikes for mainly like drop bar applications, gravel road, all of that sort of thing. And they've been really good to me, always supported me. I remember speaking to them way back when I had my shop, and unfortunately it just didn't work out money wise, because I think they'd be a really good fit for my shop. And they do really well, and I mean, yeah, it shows. They're great bikes. So let's have a look at this one, see what we've got. Very carefully packaged, and this one is a MehTeh. So there we go. Drive side. So it's a MehTeh, steel frame, 725, Reynolds 725. This is the Tequila Sunrise finish, which looks sick, I think would be the trade terminology. So that's the whole frame. I'll take off the rest of the packaging, look out whatever else is in the box, and we can have a look at it. Okay, so along with the frame, which we'll look at in a sec, is a very comprehensive bag of bits, and I've laid all that out here so you can see it. And this is great. I don't expect less from someone like Brother, who are specifically selling frames to shops and consumers, but this is great. It's everything I need, and this is the kind of behind the scenes stuff that shops don't always let their customers know about. And yeah, the amount of times I've opened up boxes with frames in, and you're searching around for bits and pieces that will fit and will like finish the build, and yeah, everything is here. So if you are doing a self build, then you're going to have all the bits you need. And for me, it doesn't mean I've got to try and find loads of matching like cage bolts or anything like that. So the things that are here are interchangeable inserts for the fork to switch the rake on the fork. You can see we've got these oval dropouts, and yeah, there's two sets of inserts in here. Really comprehensive tech dot there, and it allows you to adjust the rake of the fork between 52mm or 47mm. So that's the little dropout bits there that are inserts. And then they come with the corresponding screws to go with it, all black. Through axle for the front, through axle for the rear. Really nice through axle compatible or through axle specific dropouts, super solid, and a good few mounting screws in there to hold it all in place, keep it all tight. I've noticed recently a lot of services I've been doing, people are running loose dropout screws, which really messes with the gear setup on a lot of bikes. So yeah, got a load of bolts in there that are going to keep everything tight. We've got a Brother branded seat collar, which is quite a nice thing. Little thread saver in there, stainless steel bolts, little badge on there, and that's nice and deep, so it will give good clamping force on the frame, hold your seat post in place. If you're going to run a dropper, which you could, you don't have to worry about the clamping force constricting the internals of the seat post, because again it's spread over this nice deep area. Hose clips, expanding wedge for the fork, and it's even got a little rubber grommet in the top to keep the water out. Again, don't always get one of those. Yeah, hose clips are just said about, and even zip ties to hold your brake hose in. Isn't that nice? It's lovely. So yeah, and then in the frame, we'll get to that. There's some other bits and pieces. So yeah, nice one, guys. This is great. Good work. Let's have a look at the frame, and we'll carry on. Once again, beautiful finish on the frame. I love a spatter finish and a fade, and this has got both. So yeah, again, pull thumbs up. So the MehTeh is a kind of, I suppose, a gravel frame set. Middly clearances for tyres. I reckon 45 tyre in there, and then 40 with guards. That's what we're aiming for on this build. My customer wants this to be a kind of go anywhere tourer, I guess, like with the option of kind of gravelly blatting around on the South Downs. So to help with all of that, the kind of touring side of things, triple cage bosses for like cargo cages, and a couple of different mounts for bolt cage position. And actually, this is the extra small frame, so the guys haven't compromised on losing some of those things. On smaller frame sizes, you can sometimes find that, yeah, one of these is missed off, so you've just got the conventional 2, just because the frame size won't allow it. So again, that's great. And then you've got straight stays. They haven't had to kink out the stays for brake clearance, brake caliper clearance, which again, my customer being on the smaller side, he's had bikes in the past that have had that kink stay, and he hasn't got on with that aesthetically. So for them to get around that is great. 27.2 seat post, which goes hand in hand with steel frame. Like I said, kind of limits your options for dropper posts, but nice narrow seat post, a rigid seat post, a regular seat post gives you a lot more kind of leverage, a lot more comfort, vibration damping. I believe my customer wants a Thompson in here, which yeah, you know. We've got rack mounts. Can you see those? Yeah, standard pannier rack mounts for like trad touring with panniers. There's a guard mount, regular guard mount on the chainstay bridge, and then there's an eyelet for the rack and an eyelet for the mudguard as well, so they can sit independently, which is again nice and neat, nice and load bearing. The regular kind of open hose clip mounts, brake hose mounts, and they don't do anything silly. They stay on the top to run into the flat mount brake caliper there, and then they've got this flattened seat stay, which allows better tyre clearance on this side, and loads of space for bigger chain rings, like a conventional kind of road double setup. That allows, if this was a round tube, then your clearance would be a bit tight for chain rings because of the amount that it kinks out. And then you've got the same sort of hose clip affairs here, and then actually they've put a solid one here, a round one, which is going to keep that gear cable right out of the way, which is absolutely, again, a really nice touch. And then what else have we got? We've got front mech mount there, so you can run a full outer, and then yeah, a conventional road pull mech will sit on there nice and happily. And then the hose clips on this side, the hose mounts on this side are double, so you can run those hoses nice and neatly. And there's 3 of those on there. Again, this spatter is absolutely wicked, really, really nice. Head tube is a 44 head tube, so it's straight all the way through, so you just use a press-in headset cup top and bottom, 0 stack on the top and external cup on the bottom. Loads of options for that. Hope, Cane Creek, Chris King, etc. Nice easy standard to find. And then you don't have that thing where you've got integrated bearings, drop-in bearings, where the bearings can eventually wear the frame. Any wear that occurs in the headset is just in the headset cups themselves. And then you can just see in there, that's black because it's been ED coated. So underneath the paint, inside and out, is a rust treatment to keep the frame nice and fresh, so it doesn't rot from the inside out. And again, for steel, that's a big win. It's going to keep everything going for a long time. And also, like, we live in the UK, it's wet 9-10 months of the year, so you don't have to worry about the frame rotting. So that's the frame. Gently pop that down. And then the fork carries on that fade. Nice wide clearance here, like huge clearance there for mud and big tyres. And then there's an internal root brake hose, which, yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you're not going to have one of those in this day and age. There's a little cheeky hole in the top there and a hole in the bottom to run dynamo nice and neatly through the fork. And then hidden mudguard bosses on the inside there, so you don't have those on the outside of the fork, so that keeps it nice and neat and keeps the brake away from the mudguard stays, so you don't have to do any silly like bending and origami of hoses. And then that's been nicely finished for the brake mount there. There's no worry about having to square that out or anything. You know that that's going to fit nice and flushly because they've masked that off before the fork's been sprayed. And then, as I said, we've got the interchangeable like flip chip drop out scenario there, and it's full taper fork, full carbon taper fork all the way through. Again, for this money, that's kind of what I'd expect. But yeah, it's always nice to see that. I'm not going to talk about weights, like they're on the website, and it's a steel frame. They weigh what they weigh. Carbon fork weighs as much as carbon forks weigh. Yeah, this bike, it's not about gram saving, it's about being nice and comfy. And the 725 steel, Reynolds 725, will do that admirably. It's really well chosen for this application. So I think that's probably it. I'm gonna come and stand in front of the camera so you can see my lovely face, and then yeah, we'll close up. I'll let you get on with your day. I need a coffee, so yeah, we'll go our separate ways. Sweet. So there we go. First video for a little while. Hopefully that's nice and concise, but also informative. I'll come back and check in with you guys once I've got everything for this build. The last brother I did, my guy Boz, was building it himself, but this one I'm building with a mixture of kind of new parts and stuff from other bikes. So that's going to be quite interesting. And my guy that's building it wants me to build it. He's got a nice eye for things. So yeah, it'll be a pretty trick build, I think. So far, I know we're doing Hope wheels, I think, that I've built. GRX group, some rotor cranks, some Thompson bits and pieces, guards, Panaracer tyres. So I think I'll probably do like a time-lapse build like I did with Kotick I did a while ago. That's kind of nice and therapeutic to watch. Maybe we get some like chill music in the background. So yeah, come back and see that. For the meantime, check out Instagram. That's a little bit more kind of day-to-day than this is. There's usually a bit more content on there. That's at Hambridge Cycles, all one word. And I'm on Facebook as well. That's all linked together. So yeah, if you prefer that as your platform, then yeah, there's stuff there for you as well. Like I said, winter is coming. I've got a few things I want to do. Bike check on my Kotick, because again, you guys need to see that. It's such a great bike. My cargo bike is coming up to 1,500 miles of riding, and yeah, there's been a lot of changes on that since the last video I did, which was when I first got it. So yeah, when the weather's good enough that I can shoot outside, and it's quiet around here, so we've got building work going on next door to us at the moment, and it's been heinous. So outside broadcasts have been a little bit more tricky. So yeah, tune back in for that. And then I really want to talk to you about BSC tools. I've been getting more and more of their bits and pieces recently. So good. And UK manufacture, UK design, really nice things. As a little sneaky preview, got this little cable pricker from them. The point on this is titanium, and then this is aluminium machined in. The point is replaceable. So like, yeah, this is damn good stuff. If you are a mechanic and you haven't seen any of their things, go and look them up. Yeah, like every mechanic I know that I've shown has just been like, shit, this is awesome. So yeah, need to do a BSC roundup because they need the coverage. They're great guys. And then tools you need to own, maybe we'll come back to that. I feel like I left you hanging a bit with that. So yeah, that's the plan for now. Coffee, some paid work. I've got a few road bikes to look at today, gravel bike and some other bits. So I'm going to crack on with that. Yeah, drop some comments. That sounds very contrived. Follow me, etc. Come back and check this build out. And yeah, brother, if you're in Brighton, if you want to have a chat about them, if there's something you've been thinking about getting, yeah, get in touch. We can have a chat about that. I can supply the frames. I can spec you a build. We can do like with this one, a bit of a parts bin, chuck it together, or we can get something, yeah, like super pristine. And yeah, the bikes, there's a real big range. So yeah, for any kind of almost drop bar related instance, they've got you covered. So yeah, great to see you. We'll catch up really soon, I hope. Take it easy.